I want to see a Crystal Maiden. Damn it.
Well, you're getting a shaman instead.
Interesting. Will Januel play that?
Do you not think it would be a DJ shaman?
Then who's playing Monkey? Is it just a core?
Could be Colin.
Goes to 1.
We're seeing way more monkey carry this patch, I feel like.
It's great. I mean, it's because the salve changes, right? If you lane versus a melee, you just have that Jingu stack, right? And you can just like heal off the creeps of the Boundless Strike, and you can just win your lane really hard. So that is an option for them if they do want to put monkey carry. I do like the flex potential.
They have so much flex. This Mars could go mid too. They run. I mean, Armel's just super reliable mid player. You can do it all.
Where would you like to see these going, though?
I stay
the
with
moment?
Fear. Like, I think DP is best for mid against Puck, so I'd probably want to see the Shaman and Mars together.
Yeah, basically, what you like doesn't really matter. It's like about what you see, and when you're doing these flex picks, you're holding it until you see more. You're making the opponent show more before you make a decision. So I'd like to see DP go off lane if they pick some melee hero, right, that it could really abuse, which honestly DP is very good versus Lifestealer in the lane, so that could be a good choice now to be like, you know, mid lane is mid lane. You just throw a Mars there versus a Puck. Maybe the DP might win marginally if you went mid, but Mars should not lose either. Just spam the wave out, get a bottle, and try to pressure this Lifestealer in the lane. And I think DP plus Monkey is a pretty strong lane against the Lifestealer, actually.
Does your safe lane not become kind of abusable though if you have a Shaman there? It's pretty weak.
Perhaps. But Shaman, as long as the Shaman can trade with the Ench or the Bane and they can get a 1v1, it'll be fine. But I think in general, like, I think Leicester should have a really rough lane against DP Monkey, so if you're carry suffering, they're carry suffering, at least you can call it a trade.
So then they need to carry matches up into Lifestealer really well. I mean, oh, TB got banned out. That is so sad. That hero's been getting so much love.
It is so much priority too. Like, people are loving picking up in the second phase.
Yeah.
Deceptively strong laner. Like, you think, oh, it's terribly the best late game carry in the game. Should be weak at laning. Not really. This hero's really strong in lane with the buff to meta. And people go like reflection plus meta in lane, and they don't really go for illusions. And it's quite annoying to lane against.
They have, I feel like, so many ways to take towers on Fnatic. It would be kind of cool to see them do what SMG like to do, where they don't pick like proper carry and they just sort of run the map.
On which team?
On Fnatic.
On Fnatic,
Yeah. I feel like they have so many ways to skirmish. They have like a bunch of low cooldown spells and really good tower push. I feel like Lifestealer might just lose his map space.
I mean, it is a fine monkey carry game, but they do have to pick blind. So if they really wanted to, they could pick a 5 here. If there's something that they see that's good. Unless they want to put DP 5 and pick a new mid, but at this point, so many mids are banned, I'm not sure what that would look like.
10 seconds
and yeah, I guess their KP is getting overall last pick of this game, unless he's doing some spicy like inch offlane stuff here.
Oh.
So just good versus Lifestealer, pretty stable in lane. No, Night Stalker's banned. That's what people usually like to go for.
I love Fnatic's last pick. It just fits into like my idea of what they're trying to do. Jug provides so much sustain to his team with the healing ward. They can do like sieges.
I want Talon to pick Enigma.
Okay.
KP plays right. Versus a Jug. Yeah.
Okay, and have him on +3.
Yes.
We've seen some sad Enigma
yeah,
games
I was gonna say, why does that stand out for you? Because I feel like almost every +3 Enigma we've seen in SEA is lost.
Jug. I mean, it's last pick this game. They don't really have a way to cancel Black Hole. It's very good versus the Juggernaut in the lane. You just deny the lane back and CS, and you will out CS him. He can't really spin on you because you're going to play safe. And it's pretty hard lane to lane against this, you know, Shaman plus Jug if you want to pick something. I mean,
Slardad.
Slaughter?
This one can work. I mean, it's a Jug counter. Like, fits this same feel. Like you just have this BKB Pierce with the bash.
Okay, I'm hype. It's a new hero that we're getting to see, but not only is it a new hero, we also get a new casting duo, and it is going to be GoDz and Xyclopz joining us. GoDz, how are you feeling? I'll start with you. How are you? Are you liking the slaughter? We cannot hear you. We can't hear you, so I'm gonna go to Xyclopz instead and be like, Xyclopz, hello, how are you? Slaughter. I mean, it's also nice to have you in Division 1 SEA.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here, and this is a very exciting lineup. It just like take me back to like 2015, where I watching IG, Boboga, and Burning together with a combo like Lifestealer and Slaughter. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you. All right, GoDz, hopefully we do have you this time. Do you want to share some thoughts on the Slaughter? So. Yep. Okay, perfect. We got you. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah.
I had the same thought. This just feels like a throwback. We get some Infest bombs with Lifestealer Puck too, but at the same time, you know, Fnatic, I don't mind their draft at all. They've got some strong lanes. You know, Jug coming back into the meta. It's good against the Lifestealer, but could be in for a rough lane.
Definitely. Do you guys want to do some closing thoughts and a preference team? Not who you think's going to win, a preference team.
Oh my gosh, a preference team?
Yeah.
Well, Slaughter's one of my favorite offlaners, so I'm a preference that.
Okay. That's all you get.
I mean, Talon. Januel's playing the monkey, so it's monkey 5 and not DJ. I don't know if I have faith in that. And I have faith in Talon, so Talon all the way.
Oh, that's true. You are blindly following Talon.
It's not blind.
It's all justified. It's all justified. But I'll leave both of you, GoDz and Xyclopz, with the same question as we jump into game 1. Which team do you prefer?
Okay, GoDz first. You go.
You're gonna copy my homework? Is that the plan? You know, I saw the 188 bet odds. It was almost dead even between these two teams. I think Talon had like the slightest favor, which
going to be some type of meme
I kind of agree with. I prefer them ever so slightly, but it is going to be a close series. I'm expecting it to go 3 games, but these game 1 drafts, both teams I think getting it what they want a bit. But the Monkey 5, I kind of agree with Fear. Monkey 5 is the one role we don't really see Monkey in much, and I'm a little bit uncertain about how it's going to perform.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you with the on the Monkey 5. Kind of have a little bit concern on that too. So I would go with Talon with you then. Yeah, anyway, I do believe that this series definitely gonna end up with 3 games. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to DPC Division 1 203. Fnatic versus Talon, best of 3 series. We're here with me, Xyclopz and GoDz in the first games of the series. Hello.
All right. Well, game 1 is underway. We'll get ourselves into this game as both teams posture around this middle lane. And we'll see, yeah, Armel playing the mid-Mars, so Fnatic really switching up some of these lanes here. They picked the Mars, but they're going to be running the Death Prophet up against the Lifesteal. So both teams kind of, I feel like this draft was like this chess game where, you know, particularly with Fnatic, just picking all these heroes where they can change the roles to make sure they get that, like, perfect lane matchup. Oh. Okay.
The battle begins.
All right. I believe we'll be getting Xyclopz back in just a second. But for now, it'll be just me, and he'll be popping right back in as we'll see some of these lanes unfolding. Definitely keeping a close eye, I think, on this bottom lane. Any lane with Enchantress, and on the other side, you've got Monkey support. You know, a lot of big question marks about this Monkey support, but playing against a melee offlaner, you know, you can still maybe expect Monkey to get up those Jigu stacks and cause some problems, but that's where the edge kind of comes in. And Q's played this Enchantress before in the DPC. He is absolutely beastly on this hero, and it can cause a lot of problems here, but the bigger problem perhaps is going to be for this Monkey. If he gets hit too many times by the Ench and then the bashes start coming in from KP, this lane gets rough. Already going for some early spins here. Getting some nice harass out. Talon not really getting too pressured by this. If anything, I would give them the kind of edge in this lane. And we'll see how they kind of look to respond and retaliate to that one. We'll take a look at some of the other lanes. Puck versus Mars in the mid lane. Bit of a farming lane, I imagine, as Puck is going to be just spamming out the lane. Same for the Mars, rushing the bottle. And kind of as mentioned, like, while the Death Prophet can maybe, you know, come out slightly ahead of the Puck, the Mars and the Puck are just going to be looking to trade farm. And it's top lane where Fnatic are hoping to get an edge. Double range heroes against the Lifestealer. Going to be putting a lot of harass on a 23 Savage. He only has a couple of CS to get things started here, so you kind of already see the problems that he's going to be facing here in this early game. Just constant harass, constant poke from a Shaman and Death Prophet, who you can't really deal with all too easily. There's a lot of pressure on Hyde Spade to kind of negate this harass and put his body in front just to deal with these two pesky heroes. Let's see if there's going to be any kind of answer for the lane here already. Jab's kind of pressing forward, keeping 23 Savage on the back foot. CS-wise, things looking very good for Fnatic with the way they've set these lanes, and this is kind of the strength of these flex heroes that they had when coming into this draft. Armel going even in the mid lane on the Mars against the Puck, and just a lane where I don't really expect any big early rotations from either mid laner until level 6s come into play. Perhaps more so the supports. That's always going to be the big one. If they can get these support rotations to contest these runes, make sure that essentially you set your mid laner up for success. Heroes like the Monkey King from the safe lane, the supports from the off lane, people like DJ love to kind of look to enable their mid laners. So definitely going to be a scenario where if you can enable your mid to get those 6-minute power runes especially, that's where you can start looking to see some of those plays come out. But bottom lane is perhaps where the majority of maybe, in my mind, the action is going to come. Like, as much as there's poking and pressure onto the lifesteal up top, I'd be more surprised to see a kill there than this bottom lane. But bottom lane where you've got Enchantress, Slardar, Juggernaut, these heroes want to fight. Already you see the power of the Enchantress, using that enchant just to purge off the Jingu Mastery, making this Monkey King just feel so ineffective. Such a tough lane for Monkey to really be able to impact things here. Does chuck a salve onto the Juggernaut, but that's not really healing a whole lot. Raven just perhaps feeling the pressure a little bit. Has managed to CS fine so far, but still a tough lane for him. We'll see if we can get Xyclopz back in just a second here. Looks like he's still just working things out a little bit on his side, and we should be getting Xyclopz back into the cast fairly soon. Do apologize, everybody, as we get things worked out on his side for this first cast of today between Fnatic and Talon. Two teams currently sitting top of the tables, undefeated, and already with some solid, strong lane. We're seeing why. What feels like a very highly contested draft has kind of led to a very interesting laning stage with the way these two teams kind of particularly swapped up the roles of some of these heroes. Down bottom, KP's having a good time on the starter so far. No, unconventional items, just Boots, Bracer, standard stuff from him. Same for the Jug. Boots and Wraith, just going for those early stats. Looking to make sure that, you can handle any pressure that comes your way, because it does feel like this Jug is going to be seeing a lot of pressure headed his way fairly soon. So far, they haven't really allowed this Enchantress to take any of these jungle creeps. That's going to be the big one. If this Ench can find any impactful neutral, all these camps have been blocked out. Radiant Sentry Wards just denying them, but he does end up finding a Centaur at one of the other camps, so perhaps something that Q can kind of make use of, but has to head his way back towards that bottom lane.
A prize.
As I'm not sure if we'll be getting Xyclopz back in anytime soon. I'm getting an update from production, and we should hopefully have him back in shortly. But for now, just me, as we see where will the first blood be. I know if this was Xyclopz Observer, he'd always be panicking. You can't miss that first blood. So pressure's on for our DPC Observer. 5 minutes in, and neither team really looking for any threatening aggression. A lot of just lane control, both teams. Every single core in this game, 20+ CS. The mid laners, and as well as the Death Prophet approaching that 30 mark. But here comes some of those early rotations. Bane swooping towards the mid lane, just a Sentry Ward to, looks like, block that the small camp around that mid lane. Not actually going for any kind of a kill, but the aggression down bottom, they've gone on Q. The Enchantress heals up through it all, but not enough. As they get the first blood onto Q. Januel and Raven teaming up to find a first blood, and it's on the Enchantress. Definitely felt like a lane where we're going to see first blood one way or another, and it is going to be Fnatic outplaying Talon to get the first kill. Nice little chunk of gold going their way, and it's Raven on the Jug who gets it. 6-minute runes coming up, and Mikoto on that Puck manages to get on top of Armel and steal the illusion rune right in front of his face. Plus he gets the bottle refill. So Q says, here Mikoto, I've got your back. The beauty of dying as a support is that you can always go to that mid lane and help out with that bottle refill. So early on, No huge swings either way. No one really pulling ahead. No lane going disastrously for anyone. Even with the first blood down bottom, it has felt like KP has really gotten all that he, hoped for, at least for himself. He's approaching a very fast level 6, and once that corrosive haze comes into play in this lane, you can really start to see this Jug, get pressured and pushed away from the lane. He has gone for an early chainmail. Any kind of, efficient armor items to kind of make yourself a bit tanky. It's all physical damage when it comes to the Slardar. Speaking of Slardar, Morbid Mars, they've gone for a TP rotation. They friggin' Armel. He's rotated in with the arena, goes in on KP with the Blade Fury from Raven. He gets out of Crush, but it's too little too late. Great rotation from Armel, making the first move, knowing that this bottom lane was about to get really difficult. Q gets a nice tree cut to bring the monkey down, but that's not going to really lead to a whole lot. But as that rotation happens, Mikoto starts poking at this mid-tier 1 tower, but DJ's already there. So Armel rotates off the mid lane, and DJ says, thanks, I'll take this farm for a little bit at least. And we'll see how Talon kind of respond to this one, or if they just don't respond and just kind of continue with the lanes the way they are. Mikoto is being wrapped around on by DJ in this mid lane, but doesn't look like any kill is going to be possible, especially not without the Mars arena. It just feels like they're going to be lacking that little bit of much needed damage to get any kind of a mid lane kill. Back at bottom, KP's now hit level 6, so Corrosive Haze gonna... Alright, sounds like we may have Xyclopz back. Xyclopz, are you with me? How you doing?
Double damage.
Alright. Well, I think you're back in, and hopefully, I don't know if you've been catching much of the game. A very slow start. Both teams just kind of farming. But a couple of kills down in the bottom lane. It's been the Slardar and Enchantress who have been ganked once by the Mars and also gave up the first blood earlier.
Oh, thank you very much. Very good luck for me, man. I can't miss every single kill of this Galacticos fight. My goodness. Yeah. All right, good to know. Seems good, man. Yeah, there are so many things that I want to talk about, but it looks like, man, look at that early rotation to the top right from the start. It's Armel and DJ's here. Don't you think it's too early?
Armel's been making a lot of moves. He TP'd bottom and now he's top. It looks like they know he's here. So if 23 Savage wants, he can just go for a rage TP out.
Oh, put a lot of pressure right from the start. This is actually showing such a crazy intention against Team Talon Esports. Well, people saying that the
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to defend this top tier 1 tower now. They commit the exorcism and they're just going to let this one go, it looks like. But at the same time, KP trying to pressure this bottom tier 1, but the problem is it's a Slardar. Slardar does not push towers. Meanwhile, Death Prophet, Exorcism, this tower just melts with ease. And they're coming bottom to defend.
Yes, they just wanted two things at the same time. Let's take a look at the fight at the bottom lane. John Well, position 5 Monkey King stuck in the arena of blood with his teammates. Armel finish him off quite easy. 3-0. What a great flying off start for Team Fnatic.
They just keep making these moves. Armel on this Mars has just been the big playmaker of the first 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you've got Mikoto on Puck. Not to say he's playing poorly, but he's just made a decision to not be active on Puck. He's pressuring the mid-tier 1. He's poked at it quite a bit, getting it down to almost half health. But the kind of result is that Fnatic are finding these kills whenever Armel has arena and makes a move.
Do you know that in the last 3 months, Mikoto only played 22 games of Puck compared to other heroes that he played around like 70, 80 games. I am saying that he played this hero quite less. It's been a while since we see him. You know, when we're talking about Mikoto, we always think about the Ember Spirits and stuff. So let's take a look how master he used his hero in this game. Such an important game of the group stage.
Yeah, this is kind of one of his heroes in many ways. And I think maybe just waiting to get that Witchblade up before he starts making those big moves himself. Problem is like, what's this game going to look like by the time he gets active? Already you can see Armel, top of the net worth, being involved in 2 of these key kills. This kind of set up his Jug for success as well. And speaking of like the carries, the Jug not going for any kind of greedy Battle Fury, just going for the Maelstrom, has a Yasha queued up after that. So just looking for these more early game fighting items, knowing that you can't be too greedy.
Yeah. Juggernaut is back into the scene once again after the rise of the Medusa. Another good hero that can deal with that Medusa in the mid to late game. So that's the reason why he's here. Talon, I'm kind of surprised that they play quite passive on this one. I thought it's going to be the massive fight right off the bat. Or,
Yeah. Both teams, like, it's, you know, they're game one, but maybe coming in feeling like they don't want to play, like, the risky Dota. They want to just, you know, play a little safe.
Hey, asking you honestly, do you like the off-lane Slaughter in this game?
I think it's a risky pick because it's good for the lane, but it's susceptible to what we've seen happen. You get ganked easily, and you're very like one-dimensional. You're all about just amping up the physical damage, synergizing with a life stealer. It feels like a, you know, this is a strat people used to do, but there's a reason they stopped doing it because it is so one-dimensional, and it means your opponents are just going to itemize for, you know, all in on things like armor items. By the way, they just snuck into Roshan and took it with Shaman wards.
Awesome, man.
No exorcism even needed.
Oh, man, that's kind of fast. I thought they actually nerfed the Serpent wards, but people still can use it anyway.
Yeah, if you've got somebody to tank, it's fine. That's the big thing. The Roshan can one-hit kill the wards, but I believe they had, Jug there with maybe healing ward. I know Mars was in the pit too, so they just tanked Rosh.
Yeah, about the thing that you talked about, the Slaughter just now, yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. But that Slaughter is it's kind of weird offlaner when you compare it to Mars. All you can do is just dumping in and hope that you can, you know, crush on someone. But if you missed it, then you have to walk back and wait for the cooldown and go in again. So I mean, compared to the Mars, he go in and go all out. It's quite easy to play for Mars.
And the way KP is itemizing, like Mask of Madness, he's itemizing like for himself to be a semi-carry. Compared to the Mars, Mars is like, I'm going to be a playmaker. Mars has a blink. Meanwhile, Slaughter has Mask of Madness and the BKB queued up. It's fine once he gets BKB. The problem is he's being smoke ganked. He may just go down here if he's not careful. Armel,
maybe.
Ooh. They saw him, but the Slaughter's just too fast with whenever the sprint is up.
What an interesting game it is. We see a lot of rotation, yeah. Put it down, the about strike first. That's going to be a 3v1 easy kill. Mikoto going to waste his time on farming levels and items that he needs. Man, this is not looking good for Talon, to be honest.
Yeah, it feels like they're losing pretty badly because they're just passively farming. But like, you see the goal difference; it's pretty much even. But right now it's Fnatic making all the moves.
Yep, and something going to happen in middle lane as well. There's right here the Dead Prophet. And a Mass Serpent wards everything just to take down the mid-tier 1 tower to open up the rune into the triangle and also the Dire NC. Yeah, easy tower without any resistance, brother.
Yeah, super clean from Fnatic. And they're not overcommitting ultimates. Often, like, you'll see teams that are like, oh, it's a tier 1 mid, we got to take this. Let's use Exorcism, let's use Serpent wards, let's use everything. But they say they only drop Serpent wards. So now, you know, if they commit too many ultimates, what's going to happen is Talon will, you know, instantly go look for a fight. They're going to do that anyways, but Fnatic, if a fight happens, still have Exorcism to take that fight on.
And the resource management on top. KP stuck in a tree line. He sees the target. He's returning Crush, trying to make his way out, but being surrounded, being chased by the 4 players is going to be quite hard. And he lost the teleportation cooldown as well. So all he can do is just...
They're hunting in bottom.
Yeah, found him. Use Arena of Blood on the full HP Slaughter without any mana. Gonna be an easy kill.
Yep. They're just being hunted. Like, Talon kind of smoked through their top jungle, didn't find anybody in there. Still kind of just continuing this farming mode.
All right.
Looks like a lot of farm on Lifestealer though.
Yeah, Lifestealer. It's good to see the hero get buffed a little bit in the 7.31D. Hey, let's take a look at the fight first. Let's try smack it down on the support. Bane into the tree line. Try to buy some time for his teammate to just retreat on the right-hand side. Sacrifice it, and that is the 6th date of Team Talon.
Yeah, this is when and where they're going to find the kill. I mean, that death is one of those, like, doesn't really matter. It's a Bane. It's space created. You die on the enemy side of the map, so it's not like Fnatic's going to instantly get an objective, although it does look like they want to take this top tier 2 tower. If they can take a tier 2, that means you take outpost control, so that would give Fnatic serious map advantage in terms of what they can control and pretty much set them up to take the next Roshan.
Man, now they go for tier 2 already.
Yeah.
Can't
Well,
lose
mid
the
lane,
tower
they've
too fast
got
like that.
Armel.
And also the fight in the middle lane. Fiend creep it down. Pilot
cancel.
strike, half HP, trying to just walk back to the high ground, regroup with his teammate. Armel trying to lure Talon players in, but Talon is just not gonna bite.
Yeah.
They know that they are behind in terms of levels and also items. This is not a good time to fight. Whatever they want, just give it.
Yeah. And Armel can do that because of the Aegis. He still had about 40 seconds left on it, so even if they commit everything to kill him, he's going to have that second life. So it was a very kind of just scouting kind of play from him, enabling his team to take the tier 2 top tower, and then they're just going to go for this outpost and basically look to set themselves up to have a strong next Roshan fight. Aegis will expire now, so we'll see where Talon go from here if they try and take this fight. I think Talon's really waiting for these first items. They've got the blink on Puck now, but they'd love KP to have BKB on Slardar. KP's just a little bit behind because he's got 3 deaths. He's 0 and 3.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
he's having a rough one.
That's really hard. I mean, Slardar alone, even though you got a good game, it's hard because you're Slardar already. But if you got a rough start, I can't imagine on that, man. 0-3 on Slardar and trying to get the BKB first item, especially in the 7.31D where BKB cooldown are just, you know, increasing from 75 to 90. Whew. This cooldown is just going to change the tempo of the game a lot.
Yeah. Maybe we see less fights, or at least teams that rely on BKBs are going to have to choose to pick and choose their fights a bit more.
That's true.
Oh,
okay.
I love what we've seen from Januel's Monkey King. Any doubts about the 5 Monkey? For me, I'm being very quickly convinced just because I've never seen him play the Monkey, but he is looking super comfortable on it. He set up so many of these kills. He's beat all 6 of these kills Januel's Monkey King has been involved in.
He didn't even have a boot.
Yeah, who needs boots? You just jump on the trees.
Oh dear. All right.
Are they going high ground here? They commit exorcism with wards.
Minute 18, ladies and gentlemen. Exorcism, everything. This is actually the first time jumping in, and the combo is just working. DJ was the first one who goes down. They get the support, but how can they gonna stop that massive pen wards? This is very important for Team Talon Esports. Now killing spree already for Armel. Exactly what they give to in the interview. They want to rush the game as fast as they can.
I think with the buyback on the Bane, they'll back off now. Particularly with Exorcism wearing off there. But they just hit this big power spike on Fnatic. That's why they went for that. This itemization from Jabs rushes a Lotus Orb. I think is super clever. You can purge off the Corrosive Haze. You can purge off the Silence. And also it just gives armor. Like, that's what you need against Lifestealer. Plus Slardar with the Corrosive Haze, like, is armor. So just really smart itemization coming into this game from Jabs, who is just kind of being basically the team player as much as possible.
Yeah, what a well prepared into the game for Team Fnatic. They just don't want to give any space and time to 23 Savage. They've been friends, you know, close friends, very close friends, playing together every day. In game and also in real life, so they know every single inch of each other. Man, what a hard game for Team Talon. Looks like they're stuck in a death trap here.
Yep. They did get their first kill though. It was just the support, but at least on the high ground defense, they find that 1 kill. Get the meme scoreline 7-1, and we'll see when and where it gets broken. But for me, I think I don't know if Fnatic go high ground again until they get these. Like, BKB on Mars is super close. Also, just Roshan, like, it can respawn anytime. So if anything, I think Fnatic would like to have Aegis. Plus, it's a free shard. Like, this early on, like, getting a free shard, that's a big cash injection as well to somebody on the team who gets to pick it up.
That's true. Oh, whole Team Smoke. Very ambitious fight on Team Talon Esports, looking to surprise on Team Fnatic. We're gonna go in first. Who inside? Slardar?
Oh, no Monkey King, so good. He just scouts the smoke.
Yeah.
They still want to go.
And also stop. Oh, okay. Now releases when he's Savage, but he released on the wrong. He was on the downhill. No, man. He can't find anyone. So they kind of waste on the Puck Dream Coil. Maybe it's time to retreat.
Both teams, you know, little bit of misexecution on the spells. DJ even drops the Serpent Wards onto the low ground. Like, he gets a ward trap, but there's no follow-up. So I think both teams just feeling a bit of nerves there. And like, oh gosh, a big team fight's about to break up. Just use my spells before I die. But Jabs had DJ's back. He put the Lotus Orb on him, made sure he was safe. But yeah, the Puck Lifestealer were on the... They were in a different time zone.
Man, it was so close. I mean, if they go in like head-to-head just now, I think the game momentum is going to change to the one who won. Yeah. And one upcoming thing that I see that there may be a good news for Team Talon Esports supporters is Kill. Look at Kill, man. Look at his item. He's on his way to become another carries. And this is what he did in a previous match against Boom. Oh, wait, but Kill, talking about Kill, he get pinned down immediately.
Four staff away.
Himself. He's still fine, but he's still being chased by Dead Prophet. Spirit Siphon connected to him. Monkey jumping on him. That's the first dead.
Infest, though. Puck has a Lifestealer inside. They want to look for an initiation here.
Arena of Blood. No one's inside. Empty room. Walking around. They're still trying to hold on to the area. One player got hexed down. It's going to be Slada spinning around as well. KP. And it's KP falls. Next one.
One more.
I mean, wow, this is just a big mistake made by Team Talon Esports. I feel like they are so displaced. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just so hard for them to initiate. I think this Lotus Orb particularly is just causing them problems. Anyone they go on is going to get Lotus. And Januel, his Monkey King, just want to praise him a bit more. It's like he was popping the smokes. He's always in position to see heroes coming. He's, you know, saved his Boundless Strike to stop Fiend's Grip, or at least basically Bane can't go for a Fiend's Grip because of this Monkey King. And he's working on an Orchid. That's going to be an amazing item against Puck and even some of these other heroes as well. So it just feels like Talon are lacking damage in these fights. Like, Lifesteal is not known for being this high DPS carry. And as a result, like, we're seeing some of these fights, 23 Savage just can't really finish any of these heroes off.
All right. The Master Pen Port, everything inside of the small chambers. They are trying to get Rochan.
Yep. Uncontested.
Shots in Aegis of Immortal, the second Aegis of the game. Easy taken by Team Fnatic. Hey, then why it worked so well back then, like 7-8 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
I mean the combo Lifestealer and the Slada. You remember? It was dominating the Chinese scene for a while.
I think back then, Dota was just a different game. Like, that was before all these heroes had Aghanim, Scepters, and Shards, and those heroes were like, you know, especially Lifesteal was like one of the best carries in the game. And so because Lifesteal was the best carry in the game, and Slaughter was like one of the best heroes at buffing up Lifestealer. So it was just like all about this combo. But I think these days, and also even people learned how to play into it, like itemizing into halberds, into armor items. Like, Jabs is going straight into a Shiva's Guard next. Mars is going into an AC he's got queued up. So everybody is just itemizing to stop this Lifestealer from being able to kill people. So that puts all the pressure on Mikoto to do damage in a fight, but Mikoto's just not farmed enough on this Puck to like carry team fights. But hides Invis. He sees him coming, but it looks like they're going to disengage.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
One got caught, man. That's important one as well. That is 23 Savage. He's trying to just walking away from spinning object.
There's
going
a
in. Avalanche.
Oh,
man, look at that. The taxi just takes him out, but the taxi stuck in Arena of Blood, so he died. Passenger about to go down to Chauffeur gone first. Oh my dear, 23 Savage fall, 12-1. What happened to Talon Esports in this series?
They're being outplayed so hard. It's not even like I feel like they're, you know, they're not playing well in a sense. Like they're playing very passive. But what Fnatic's doing is just like flawless, clean Dota. They're going from objective to objective. They're playing a very strategic game, but they're playing aggressive enough. Like what Fnatic's doing is very controlled in their aggression. But they took a 12-minute Roshan. They took second Aegis at like 24 minutes. They were going high ground at 20 minutes. This is a kind of style of play from Fnatic we have not seen ever in the DPC. Usually Fnatic's this team that goes like 40, 50, 60 minutes. They pick late game carries. This Fnatic is just, they're going high ground again. They just don't stop.
Yeah, people saying that the 7.31D, the game is going longer, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes in, you know, some even got 1 hour game. but this is exactly what you say. Everything that Fnatic do seems so clear and bright. Oh my.
They've got a very clear vision for how they want this game to go, and I mean, we mentioned the Slaughter Lifesteal being this old school like Dota combo. I would say the way Fnatic's playing with like Shaman, Death Prophet, it's kind of old school Dota 2, where it's just like, let's just 5-man Death Ball, pick pushing heroes and go from objective to objective. Take outer towers one by one, take Roshan. Fnatic only has 12 kills. That's not a lot of kills. Obviously, you know, Talon only has 1, like 12 to 1 is a big kill difference, but Fnatic's not hunting kills, they're hunting objectives and just trying to keep Talon down.
Yeah, with the DP and also Shaman, just remind me the back then in Dota 1, this is the favorite strategy for all those Vietnamese teams. They were so strong back then. Star Scorba, if you guys remember. But let's take a look at this one first. The core getting pinned down once again. Man, the spears work so well. Spinning around and slashing the building. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, as I feel like every single player in Fnatic can be deserving of like so much praise. Like, we talked about the Monkey, what he's doing. We've talked about Jabs and his itemization, but Armel, he's just been hitting all these spears. He's making rotations. He's basically making it so like Puck goes in and he gets Blink Speared, and then it's just game over for him. And they just take a Rax uncontested, no defense. You can't defend without the Puck, and they may just swing to another lane now. It looks like Jug is going to TP bottom, so they'll slow roll. They've only got a minute left on this Aegis, but left back at mid, 4 heroes smoked out. Fnatic, they want to find a jump here.
Yeah, and the damage as well. Come on, this one is going to be... You can't lose this one already for Team Talon. They just have to swing it back, but it just seems so impossible. The first one to fall, at least to get rid of the support. The DJ falls, turn on BKB and try to walk back to the high ground and save himself at least. Okay. And the rest of Team Fnatic just going to change the objective into the mid-tier 2 tower. Mikoto trying to go around, maybe trying to find some guys on the backside, but nobody there.
Finds an arcane rune, but they may try hunt him a little bit. KP, no! But they get the kill, but they're okay, they're keeping out. Spear?
They were so fast.
Oh
my goodness.
That was almost a disaster for Talon, getting caught on that cliff. KP with a bit of a flub there, blinking onto the high ground cliff accidentally. They still managed to kill the Monkey King from attacking from high ground to low ground, but oh boy, that was scary for a moment there.
That's true. That's true. 14-3 game score, 7k ahead, even though the game is not, you know, not over yet for Team Talon Esports, but it would be very hard for them to come back at this stage of the point. They have to do everything right, and I think the key into this team fight is all about Slaughter initiating, and that put a lot of pressure on his shoulder.
Yeah. They need to get a good jump, like blink in, and just ideally I think they need to jump someone like Death Prophet, because if you jump someone else they're going to get Lotus Orb, but the Death Prophet's maybe the best target. Like blink crush her with the Infest Bomb and try burst her down, but she's so tanky with all this armor. Here they go again though, they want to keep getting these jumps.
Yeah, jumping into the high ground to see the target, and it's exactly Dead Prophet. That's what they want. Dead Prophet goes out for the first time in this game. Killing spree ended, but slash everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, spinning around nearby. The support got away. Oh my, it's a treasure. It's 2-3-1, fighting again at the Roshan pit wall. Lock it down in the green coin, and look at that kill. He working his magic. Finally, he got a chance to do some free attack around here. Go around and round, then throwing on the Monkey King. He falls. This might be a little bit turnaround to the game for Team Talon Esports.
Yeah, they kind of set that fight up nicely. They got the jump. That's exactly what I think, you know, I was kind of mentioning they need to do. Jump someone like this Death Prophet. As tanky as she is, she just offers so much in a team fight. And then the Enchantress was just ignored through a lot of that fight. Was just sitting on the outskirts, doing some good impetus damage. But mostly, yeah, Puck and Lifesteal on the front lines. 3.5k damage coming out from this Lifesteal. It just felt like a fight where finally 23 Savage got to shine. And it really is. It's all up to him. He needs to carry this game. It is an, you know, near impossible ask with Talon being as far behind as they were. But this game's not over yet.
Yeah. it's pretty much the same picture that I see Kill from the 5 days ago that he won the game against Team Boom Esports. It was the fight at the Roshan pit. Kill with a lot of items, a lot of damage. Now look at him. He actually one of the hardest damage in the Talon team. So the game from now on is going to be very interesting. You can't let that Kill standing free and shooting like hell.
This'll come in handy.
We'll see if that's something Fnatic address, because yeah, like you mentioned, we've seen Q do this on Enchantress before. He'll turn into... He's going to do more damage in a fight than someone like KP. KP's job is just to blink in, stun, and stay alive with his BKB. If anything, you know, this Mask of Madness is kind of an afterthought. I don't think that's what he's looking to play around. He's looking to set up his teammates to be impactful on these fights.
Oh, they're coming in again, man. Look at that Slaughter. BKB is
Invest
ready.
again.
Let's take a look how he gonna landing. And
They got the
it's
Death
going to
Prophet.
be the Death Prophet first. Perfect target for them. Death Prophet down without any using of this ultimate though. But the rest have to trade with the life too. They lost 2 cores already. Puck and also Slaughter
Rashal's
gone.
dying. Oh, the Nightmare save. No.
Oh no, man, this is not a good initiation. I think they spent too much time on that Death Prophet and too much damage distributed on him. So yeah, the race being cleaned up.
Losing everyone except the Bane. Yeah, last time it worked, but I think that's because Fnatic were just a bit split up. This time around, they were all there, so while Death Prophet does die, it comes at a heavy cost, and Hyde's been caught in the mid lane.
Oh yeah. Well played by DJ just now. Teleported down, blinking, and Shackle. Easy kill by Johnwell on Hyde.
Dying to the burn damage, and with the lifesteal having to buy back just to defend high ground, 23 Savage won't be feeling too good about that. Now he's going to play without buyback for the next 7.5 minutes, and during that time, a new Roshan will be spawning just 1 minute from now. So Fnatic, very likely they'll continue what we've seen and just play that methodical Dota.
Yeah. Alright, 11k ahead. Everything is in their hands right now for Team Fnatic. All they need to do is just play it safe and shut down all the area of Team Talon Esports, getting ready for a high ground. The next Roshan is about to come. They're gonna wait for the 3rd Aegis. Meanwhile, Talon also need to contest on that. They can't afford to lose any single Aegis. Puck by Mikolo, now level 21. It feels like that there were so many times that he doing a great job landing his ultimate, the dream coils and stuff, but I mean, still not shining this game for Mikolo compared to his Emperor Spirits. I mean,
He would love to hit level 25, get that BKB piercing dream coil, but still going to get there first as Roshan has respawned, and Fnatic, they're smoked up around the pit. It looks like they realize that it's not being defended. Talon going to show themselves bottom, and at that point, Fnatic know the Roshan is theirs for the taking with a refresher orb as well.
I feel like the timing of Team Talon is a bit unfortunately on this one. I mean, they can't fight where Fnatic is at all. I mean, there are a couple of times that they can fight, but it was a minor fight.
Yep. Yeah, they're kind of forced to just give up Roche after Roche. This is part of, I think, you know, Fnatic playing on the Radiant side, it's definitely one of the advantages and maybe why they drafted like this, picking these heroes that are good at taking objectives, because Roshan is such a key objective in Dota that you want to have heroes that take Roche when you're playing Radiant.
Yeah. Right, that was so obvious. Juggernauts.
To the high ground he goes again. This Jug's getting pretty fat.
He's holding on to the Aegis. Yeah, here we go with the exhaust system destroying on the range Pyrax and all the Pyrax.
the backlines, yeah.
Behind, they're jumping in with the BKB and Citrine Crunch and then cover it up with Arena of Blood. The gem has been dropped. 20 Savage picked it up and trying to just walk back to the high ground. He's safe, he got the gem, but the fight is just not over yet. Bought back already for Slaughter.
That's okay, I think, for Talon. I mean, the buybacks is the scary thing, but they slow down the push. The ultimates all get used. They, you know, they killed the Shaman and Monkey King, so it was a buyback on the Radiant team as well. Problem is they're just killing supports. They'd love to get some of these bigger kills. They just haven't been quite able to do so.
Yeah,
'Cause the Radiant team is just killing supports. They'd love to get some of these bigger kills. They just haven't been quite able to do so. They just haven't been quite able to do so. They just haven't been quite able to do so. They just haven't been quite able to do so.
Yeah, my mistake. Gem is still with Dead Prophet, so Jab is still hold on to it. Oh. Alright, KP. I think maybe this is the time that he needs to make things happen, leading the charge.
Problem is, you can see Fnatic drawing on the minimap. They know exactly where Talon are. They're circling them. They're saying, look, this is where they're playing. They're hunting for kills here. They're trying to get farm here. Either avoid them, or if we're going to go in this area, we need to go as 5. And they are grouping as 5 mid. They get the spear onto Lifestealer.
Yeah, they're catching that Lifestealer down so fast. And there goes the damage of the Talon Esports. Hot Knight through butter.
Oh.
This is becoming a stroll. Oh my goodness. Next one gonna be killed. Over. I think so. And it's a GG call, ladies and gentlemen. 36 minutes in, 26-9 game score. Fnatic takes game number 1.
Wow. Honestly, Armel's Mars, like, we talked a lot about, the panel was saying, like, how flexible his hero pool is. He'll play whatever. If they need to swap it up and put Mars in mid lane, you can see the smiles, the laughs there. Fnatic was, like, they're feeling themselves. Jabs may not be showing it, but the rest of the team are. That was just dominant. That was so convincing from Fnatic. You know, we were all hyping up Talon. It felt like, you know, this was maybe going to be Talon's time to shine and look like they're, you know, one of the top teams in SEA. But Fnatic, honestly, with their best game of the entire DPC 2 or 3 so far.
Yeah, true. Everything well planned, well executed. There's nothing you could ask for more for the Fnatic performance. Let's see that if they can maintain such a performance in game number 2 or maybe game number 3, so on. For now, let's go back to the panel.